What's up everyone? So we're back again with another Civic video, and today we're installing the Phase 2 Sirimoto Strut bar. So we're going to go over every step that we can to see how it is, and the reason why we're going to put this on is because it has the handling of a fat cow. So let's get to it and let's see what the end product ends up being.
Hey you guys, I just want to give you guys a little tip, before we start is make sure that any part you take off, put it in an area, just to know what's going where and what side of the car. So make sure you do that, and as you're installing and taking things apart. Because if you lose stuff, it's not going to be fun trying to put plastics back together and which side.
Also, don't be afraid to be mean to it. It's going to be a bitch to get off.
Yeah, you're going to have to rip parts out. So don't be afraid to get in there, right?
Yeah, right. Alright, so first step in the whole process is to take off all this bullshit right here. So it's held on by a bunch of plastic fasteners like that. Down the line, just take off the ones that you can see as you go, and then you're going to take off the wiper arms after by removing that cover, undoing that bolt, and just making sure you know where they are after when you go to install them back on. Alright, so after we got all this stuff to the side of the main cowl off, now all we gotta do is just lift it up. But there are two fasteners right here on both sides. So just pull from the sides a little bit first so we can get them off.
Hey guys, a little tip from Zepp. These little guys over here, if you can see, I took that one out by hand once Steve got it out most of the way. But what you want to do is you want to get something that can grip them, maybe some pliers or something.
Needle nose.
You needle nose pliers, and then just pull up on them. They'll come right out. It'll take some you gotta put some power into it. You gotta put your back into it, but they'll come out eventually. So just fiddle with them a little bit. What now, Steve?
Alright, so next up is just to disconnect your washer solvent from this. Honestly, the best way to do this probably would just to be disconnect them from right here. If I get them out. Jesus.
You just take them out of the little loops.
Yeah.
Oh wow, this doesn't look fun.
It's really easy to reroute.
Oh, there's liquid all over the place.
Yeah, that'll happen if you do that. Or you can just undo everything and just put it to the side. But I don't really want to.
Just on one side, right?
Yeah, just on one side.
Just on the left side there.
Then this can come out of the way.
Awesome. Now we have a good time, Steve.
Oh yeah. Alright, so with the cowl out now, all we gotta do is undo the strut bolts and put it on our strut bar.
So Steve's gonna assemble those on. Let's make some light. So he's gonna just assemble those guys.
Tying them up afterwards just so you have a little bit of wiggle room.
Yep. You want to do this first, or you won't be able to tighten them if you put everything in separately in the car. So you want to make sure assemble it first and then put it in.
And make sure you remember how these strut mounts are located. So you got this curve right here.
Curve? Yep.
And you can't really put them on one piece at a time. It all has to go into one unit. So let's make it happen now. Alright, now that we have the bar on, you're going to put the nuts on, tying them up, and then you're going to tighten up the mounting point for the bar. With that done, now all you need is a 8mm Allen socket, preferably for me, and then either a 9/16 or a 14mm wrench, and tying these things up.
$3,000 horsepower adder right here. 3,000 to the crank, 2,800 to the wheels.
No, it's only 2,600.
2,600 to the wheels, right there. All the power is going right here, baby. All the power right here to the ground. And these tires, let me tell you, look at that. Okay, so let me explain something about tires real quick. So if you guys didn't know, you know, see how these tires have all these little slits in them? That's really good for traction, especially in warmer climates, because you know you have less contact with the road. So these are going to put all the power down to the road, right? And then the skinnier they are, the better, because that puts the weight of the car in one spot. So that means that that one spot's going to have more weight and give you better traction. So you want really skinny tires. I was just kidding, by the way. I'm just kidding. Okay, and then one more thing is, if you ever want to add, you know, like, see this turbo right here that we're looking at? This right here is a turbo. It's you know, Steve's Civic is turboed, by the way. This turbo.
Really? I have a turbo?
Yeah, it's right here. Actually, sorry. This is the turbo. Actually, it's a Pro Charger right here.
Just to be on the safe side, we're just going to go by the book and torque these down to 50 foot-pounds. There you go.
See, if you don't torque those down to 50 pounds, you can't gain all the horsepower I was talking about.
There we go.
50 per horsepower per. So there's 3 there and 3 there. So it's 300 horsepower.
All right, so with that done, let's go take this out for a quick drive just to see if we can feel any difference. But if you don't want to, go ahead and just put everything back in reverse order, and good luck to you. So let's just go see how this is.
All right, guys, so Steve's washing his hands. So this is how we're gonna go driving. There's a chance of rain, which would be very unpleasant for his battery and things as such, which I think that would be a problem. Let's hope it doesn't start raining. All right, Steve, so do you already feel something different about the car?
No, I don't. Alright. To be honest, I don't think the car handles badly, but I mean, compared to other cars I've driven, it sucks pretty bad. I mean, not as bad as the Cruise. The Cruise was driving a big pile of shit, but let's see what this is.
Oh my God. Are you gonna flip this thing, Steve? Our goal is to see what it takes to flip a Honda Civic. Woo!
expect much, even though they pride themselves on the shape of the bar itself, it being a clamshell, whatever. But also it's a 2-piece design, so, or a 3-piece design, so I really wasn't expecting much, but woo, maybe ever so slightly, but almost unnoticeable.
So would you say, Steve, that maybe if you did the bar, and I mean, I guess it's a you do more than that. Let's say you did more than just putting that, right?
Well, I do have a rear sway bar to put on, so
exactly. So once you put a rear sway bar, you have you know, all these different suspension upgrades you can do. The sum of these suspension upgrades is gonna yield what your goal is, handling wise. That's what I think is, you know, the right thing to say, right?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, I want coilovers, but
I mean, yeah, that would do a lot. But again, you know, if you want to do minor, you know, upgrades to your suspension, like you know, some
subframe braces,
you need
sway bars.
Yeah, you need more than one thing to make a big difference.
No, I totally get that, but I don't know. It's just something about a strut bar that seems so physically correct about making an improvement, but you just don't really see it.
It looks nice.
Yeah, with a bunch of body sway it has. It looks real nice. I get that you're going to have a whole lot of body sway, especially from a stock suspension car. But I don't know, it's just something about this car, it just seemed like it had a whole lot of body sway. We all knew the 9-chins were supposed to be more comfort oriented, but it's not this comfort oriented. I think it reduces the body roll a little bit, but definitely could do a little more. So, oh well, I mean, I got it for free, so I can't complain too much.
Just a quick feature, guys. That's Matt's S550 Mustang. Yeah, it's not white, it's actually magnetic like mine, but you know, he lives on a dirt road, so you know, if you ever wonder what a white deck lid would look like on a white car, that's it right there.
Alright guys, so thanks for watching. I hope this video helped you a little bit, and overall it's not a huge difference. If you're going to get it for a birthday present, sure, why not? But if you want to spend money on it, and if you're really avid about getting a strut bar, I would get a 1-piece design one. Maybe you'll see a little bit more of a difference, but overall, it should be the last of your worries as far as suspension and handling goes.
All right, Steve, so you know, you guys got an installation on the video, so you know, if you guys are on here searching, you know, hopefully we were able to help with that. And then there's a lot more videos coming, guys. You know, the weather's still really bad here in Michigan, but it is getting better, and we plan on going to tons of meets and doing a lot of you know, events and trying to, you know, show up everywhere we can. So stay tuned for all those updates. Now don't forget to hit the subscribe button. You know, hit that button, you know, once, hit it twice, hit it 3 times. Make sure it's 3 times.
Odd number.
Odd number of times, unless you're already subscribed.
Right.
Then, okay, so but if you're not subscribed, odd number of times, click that button. All right, it'll help us, you know, get to our goal, our next goal. Our big goal here, next goal is 1,000 subs. I know we're a tenth of the way there, so a little bit less than that. But you know, we want to get to that goal. We want to help as many people as possible, and we want to keep as many people as possible entertained. So like, subscribe, and share. So we'll catch you guys later.
See you later.
Peace out.